Hi, everybody. I love Feiruz. Hey, everybody. It's Amer Zahr here, and we are going to have a conversation tonight. I'm trying something new tonight where we are going to have a call-in show, and I would like people to join in. You can do that by going to my link at amerzahr.com. I'll also put it in the comments everywhere. If you want to join, please come in. We're going to have a live call-in show. You can go ahead and call in. Click on that link that I'm sending. Or you can just go to amerzahr.com. There's a link there. You can get into the studio, and we are going to have a live conversation tonight. And tonight, I want to talk about what we've been talking about a lot in our community for a while. But Feiruz first. All right, everybody. We have a lot of responsibility in this coming election. Yes, we have to vote. We have to vote. But should we vote for Joe Biden? Should we vote for Donald Trump? I don't think so. Should we vote for Joe Biden? Maybe. Maybe. But we really have to answer that question. The truth is this. If we care about Palestine, if we care about a lot of the forward progress we've made about Palestine, we need to make that known to politicians. We need to make it known that we are not going to give our votes for free. Is Joe Biden the same as I see sometimes people say Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they're the same. No, they're not the same. They're not the same. Joe Biden has said he's going to do things like reinstate funding to UNRWA. He said he's going to reopen the PLO mission in D.C., or he says it takes steps to reopen the PLO mission in D.C. He has said that he is going to he said he's going to not very clear, not move the embassy back from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv. Okay. These things are important to us. And so we have a lot of questions for Joe Biden. And I want to have conversations with the Arab American community about what you think we should do in this election. Let's make our voices heard. I've set up this thing where you can call in to the show. You have to click on the link. You'll see the link in the comments on Facebook and YouTube. This is streaming live, by the way, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Hopefully, all those things should be working. Call in live. The link is also very easy. You go to amerzahr.com, my website right there. You can call in, and we can have these conversations. I see some of the comments, but I really want to have sort of real live conversations with Arab Americans about this issue. Do we vote? Do we tell everybody to go vote for Joe Biden? I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'm going to get there. I'm not there yet, right? We have a candidate who has said over and over, I'm a Zionist. He said that. I'm a Zionist. I mean, it's one thing to like have Zionist policies and say these things. I mean, that's bad enough. But he says, I'm a Zionist. Says that. Okay. And then he says, if there wasn't an Israel, we'd have to invent one. That's like really, really harmful. Okay. I mean, I don't think anyone understands how much that hits a Palestinian, right? I've heard some people say the argument that, look, with Trump in there, we can gain more support in the Democratic Party and gain more support with coalitions. Nah, I buy that argument for a second, but I'm never voting for Donald Trump. Never. Okay. But has Joe Biden done enough to deserve our vote? Is not Trump enough to deserve the Arab American vote and those who care about Palestine? Look, here's the reality. The president has a strong independence under our system of government in America when it comes to foreign policy. Okay, when it comes to foreign policy, the president has lots and lots of independence. All right, and so I do want to have these conversations. Foreign policy matters to Arab Americans. There's nothing wrong with saying that we have core issues. Palestine is a core issue. Some people will make you feel ashamed about that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed at all. Okay? If you want to join the conversation, please go to the link that's in the comments. I'll keep adding it. But you can also, I'm going to keep putting it in the comments. Join. You can do that. I'm actually going to go. You can get into the studio, or you can just go to amerzahr.com. I have the link there at the top of the page on the left. You can do that as well. I'm going to go to my page and make sure that I put that in the link as well. But we need to have these conversations. And I want to have conversations with Arab Americans. That's why I'm trying to do, it's the first time I'm trying to do it, but that's why I'm trying to do this live call-in show so we can really, really have these conversations as well. I'm also going to put the link to join in the description of the video. So hopefully that works as well. So to join the conversation, you just simply click on that link. It's called the StreamYard link. But you can also go to amerzahr.com and get into the studio as well. I'll put you in here and we can have real life conversations. I want to treat this like a call-in show like they do on the radio where you talk to real life people. I don't like just talking to the camera all by myself. I see some of these comments here. Those of you who are putting comments, I'd like to ask you also to get in. Go to amerzahr.com, get in there. And if you want to get in the show, please get on video as well. Okay, I see somebody in the studio. Please make sure that you come in. If you come into the show, I'm going to ask you to turn on your microphone and obviously turn on your video as well so we can have a conversation. But does he deserve our vote yet? I call this show the Tawla, because everyone at their dinner table, when I was growing up, the dinner table is where we had conversations with our Arab parents all the time, right? The Tawla. And so we need to have these conversations. I see some people saying, look, they're not going to vote either way. I believe in voting. I really do. I believe in voting. Are we going to vote for Biden? Are we going to vote for Trump? Who deserves our vote? All right. I see a couple people jumping into the studio. I will get to them. Please make sure you guys, you got to be on camera so I can see you. Make sure that you're really there so I can see you on camera. Turn on a light if you have to, but make sure I can see you. But I will bring in Hussam. Hussam, are you with me?
Hala, kifo.
Hey, Hussam, where are you calling from?
Yeah, actually, I'm calling from Frisco, Texas.
Are you in your car?
Oh, yeah.
Turn the light on so we can see your face at least.
I did, but my light is not that strong. This is the problem.
Well, turn it on. Oh, it is on? Okay.
Yeah, it is on. I went out to get some grocery with my family, and on my way home, I saw you talking, and I really appreciate what you do. I like your shows.
Thanks, man.
Your work is really awesome, and I like how you always try to present the Palestinian, ID, wherever you are.
I appreciate that.
As someone who comes from Palestine, I come from the Gaza Strip.
Okay.
And I'm a U.S. citizen at the same time. I would like to say one thing on my side, that it is really a tough decision to go between Biden and Trump. But looking at it from, let's say, from the side where, corporate America, I feel like Trump is someone that really we can depend on, in saving our jobs. That's for sure. Either candidates, I don't think they're gonna do anything good for the Palestinian issue.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, maybe we did some mistakes on our side by not having someone that can represent us at the representatives or the Congress. The people we have so far, maybe they're not strong enough,
Sure.
to deliver our message, to deliver our voice. we need to work on ourselves in a different way. We need to be able to support those who get in those
Okay,
decision-making positions.
let me ask you this, Hussam. So you're telling me, Hussam, you're a Trump voter, right?
I told you it's a very tough decision. I'm not saying I'm a
Sure.
Trump voter. Like I think about it, from the side where I say, okay, what if I go with Biden?
Okay, let me ask you this question. And I don't know the answer, but let me ask you. If it was Bernie against Trump, who would you vote for?
I would go definitely with Bernie. I'm
okay,
not gonna even think twice about it.
Okay, so Palestine is sort of a main issue for you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. If I have freedom over there, if I can be treated, with dignity, I wouldn't mind moving over there,
Right.
But unfortunately, knowing people like, I wouldn't say I'm every day on contact with people who lives there, but I watch the news and I try to keep myself educated, and knowing that people live in 2020, with no electricity, right, no water, no medicine, live in a huge big open prison.
Yeah, you're talking about Gaza.
Yeah, it's like really makes me sad, especially here when we try always to show that we care about others, we care about democracy, we care about freedom.
Yeah.
And we try to help other countries. We even had delivery freedom and democracy to Iraq and to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Why don't we do the same to Palestine?
Hussam, when you say we gave democracy to Iraq and Afghanistan, you have to say it like this: democracy. All right, Hussam, man, I love you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Ahleen. Thanks, Hussam. That's Hussam from Texas, calling in. All right. I mean, look, he brings up something, right? It was interesting what he said. He said he's voting for, well, he doesn't know what he's going to do yet. He's leaning towards Trump. But if it was Bernie, he'd vote for Bernie. No questions asked. Right there. A lot of Arab Americans feel that way. Stuck in the middle. Look, I think most Arab Americans will probably end up voting for Biden. But at the end of the day, what are they really going to do? All right, if you want to join the stream, I'm putting it in the comments again. You join the stream by going to that address I have there. It's in the description of the video on Facebook. And you can also just go to amerzahr.com, click on the link there. You got to have your video on, and we'll get you in. Okay, let me now go to Diana. Diana, hi. Is it Diana or Deanna? Unmute your mic. Or you don't have a mic? It says your mic is not connected for some reason. Okay, I don't know why it's not working, Diana. Let me get you back in another time, but make sure your mic and everything is on. All right, we got a lot of people in the waiting room. I'm going to get to all of you, okay? Let's go to Steven. Steven, what's going on?
Hi, Amir. Doing well, my friend.
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I'm actually don't sound American, right? So I'm an Palestinian, Jordanian, Australian living in the U.S.
Oh, damn. Well, welcome to America.
What a crazy time to be.
Where are you from in Palestine?
Actually, family name's Hafawi, originally from Haifa, but my father was actually born in Jaffa.
That's awesome. And so what do you do in Cincinnati?
I work for a German optical company. So,
so you're a Palestinian, Jordanian, Australian, living in Cincinnati, working for Germans.
Man, you've got to see when I've visited Palestine, what they do to me at the border.
Oh, no. Now, by the way, are you an American citizen now?
I'm not. I'm a permanent resident. My wife is. That's one of the reasons why, obviously, I'm here. I've been in the States about 10 years. And so in this household, we get one vote, not two.
So what is the conversation in your house about Trump and Biden?
Oh, my God, it's brutal. So we don't want to vote for either one. And I think what you mentioned before was pretty straightforward in that if Bernie was running, we would have voted for him. But with Biden, he's a Zionist who's going to push the agenda. You go for Trump, and he's not a self-proclaimed Zionist, but he's going to push the same agenda. It's almost like international politics doesn't change whichever party you're with. What was really disappointing, I think, was Bernie had a stronger allegiance to the DNC than he did to his own policies. And even though, you know, he wanted to fight, when it came down to the crunch, you know, he towed the corporate line, which was really disappointing and heartbreaking, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of criticism to be had of Bernie, of what he did after he got out. You know, and I've spoken with people on Bernie's team. Look, Bernie has a strong hatred for, you know, Trump. He has a strong dislike, and he believes that we got to beat him at any cost. And look, I understand that point of view, but unfortunately, it comes at the expense of many of the issues we were fighting for, and probably. Right. It comes at the expense of Palestine more than any other issue that we were fighting for. And it's hard for us as Arab Americans and Palestinian Americans to sort of just like swallow that and say, well, Biden's not Trump, so we got to get behind him. You know, no, we need to ask for a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I completely agree. So here's the dilemma: who do we vote for? So I don't feel like DNC's earned the vote. I don't feel like Trump has either. And do you look at some independents? Do you look at, you know, the People's Party that's just starting up? I don't know much about them, but it seems like there's room there for another political party now. And you would hope that that someone or some party steps forward that has the best interests of the American people and has a more, I would say, positive influence in international politics.
Yeah. No, I mean, and look, it's funny you mentioned the People's Party. The People's Party had this online convention the other day, and
yeah, I was listening to some of it. Yeah,
and they got like 400,000 views altogether, which was really great. And look, you had people like Cornel West, who has spoken greatly about Palestinian rights. He was speaking at the People's Party. Now he says he's voting for Biden because he wants to get Trump out, but at the same time, he's leading a movement to maybe start a third party because, yeah, like you said, the Democratic Party just doesn't fit in with what we're saying and doing. And so we need to make our voices heard. Well, Stephen, is your name Stephen? Is it Estefan? Is it Mustafa? Or is it really Stephen?
It's Stephen Heffaoui.
All right, man. Well, listen, you know, I've been invited down to Australia a couple of times. I was even going to go this year, but then COVID happens. But I hope to make it down there one day.
Oh, mate, I'd love you there for sure.
Okay, Stephen, you know what? You gave a lot of good comments, so you're going to get this nice video that I play for everybody when they make good comments. Iowa! All right, Stephen, thanks for coming in. Talk to you later. Iowa! All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right. I mean, look, these are the dilemmas that we're living, right? Stephen says them. What do we do? What do we do when we want to get in here? All right, if you want to join the conversation, you can go to amerzahr.com. There's a link there. Also, there's a link directly in the description of the event and in the comments of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. All right, now I'm going to bring on some more. Let's bring in Fadil. Is it Fadil or Fadil?
Fadil.
Fadil. Okay, Fadil, where are you calling from?
San Diego, California. How you doing, Amer? It's finally nice to meet you. I always watch you making jokes and, you know, your comment.
Thanks, man.
It's really interesting, but now I'm starting to talk to you about politics. It's controversy going from comedy to politics.
Well, it's not that different. Remember, comedians should, at least good comedians, should be talking about social issues. And I talk about Palestine in my comedy. That's political, right? So comedians should always be talking the truth, hopefully. But people always ask me, I tell them my name is Amer, and they say, where are you from? And I say Michigan, and they say, that's a weird name. Where are you from? So where are you from?
Okay, from Jaffa is the father's side, Jerusalem, mother's side, particularly Silwan, and she wouldn't say Jerusalem because Silwan.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Silwan is a village that's really part of Jerusalem, and it's been part of the places where Israelis the most have been trying to evict Palestinians and get them out. But the people of Silwan have been very strong, and they're not giving up their land even when they get offered millions of dollars, right, Father?
No, they're not really giving it up. It's so close. And actually, my grandparents' house is right across from the Tur Mountain.
Oh, that's awesome.
where the Jewish cemetery is, but that's not supposed to be a cemetery, but it was made to be a cemetery.
Okay, so man,
that
so
whole
what
area
are
is
you
really-
what are you doing in the election?
Good question. All right, so now let's get to the chase. So what am I doing with, I was really pumped up about Bernie, but I always had a feeling that when something is too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was going to come to an end, unfortunately. And when the Dems really rigged the nomination to where everything was veered towards Biden, I was devastated personally. And I figured, you know what, at least if he picks a good vice president, now we're getting to the punchline. If he picks a good vice president, I'm going for Biden, because I was not for Trump at any
Of course.
case. I wasn't going to vote for Trump.
Okay, so how do you feel about Kamala?
Thank you. Now, Kamala. All right. So domestically, he picked a cop. That's where we have problems. And she was a brutal DA.
Yeah.
I lived in San Francisco, California, and I remember that woman, and she was known to be the hardest driver within the police force. So this is not a person that's going to work for minorities. I tell you that much. And she has a history of being really tough on minorities. Now, go in the other direction, and I'll have to be frank. Okay, look, some people accuse me of being racist. Look, the lady is very loyal to her roots, particularly the Indian roots, and she does a lot of that. So there's a certain culture that we got to keep an eye on. Now, this is not an American that just became a vice president. Yes, she was born here, but she was raised to be something else. Just like our parents do when we grow up in this country, or if we were born here, we still carry our culture with us. So she's carrying a lot of that. So her focus is not really particularly 100% on the American culture. Top that off, she's married to a Zionist. And she is a Zionist. And she made it clear. So when it comes to the Palestinians, scratch that. You really can't talk about Kamala anymore.
I mean, Kamala was at AIPAC, and she said she remembers growing up in San Francisco when she used to give the money to the Jewish National Fund boxes, and and she says Israel made the desert bloom. I mean, this is like one of the most racist things you can say against Palestine. Let me give you all out there, and Fadil knows this is true. Let me tell you also, I made a video, Fadil, a couple months ago. I don't know if you saw it, called "Akhaduha Mafrushi" about Palestine.
Yes. And I shared it. I shared it with everybody, and everybody cracked up. It went from here all the way to Palestine.
Akhaduha Mafrushi means they took it furnished. They didn't make a desert bloom, okay? There was already a civilization there. They moved into our houses, and did they improve on it? Okay, maybe, but they didn't come to nothing, okay? They didn't kick 1 million people out of nothing. They kicked 1 million people out of real civilizations. And when you say they made the desert bloom, this like just deletes Palestinians completely. And so saying that kind of stuff is so racist. Okay, last thing, go ahead.
It is. So yeah, absolutely. And so and by the way, she used to collect donations from the Arabs. She used to go from store to store to collect donations for other purposes, but I'm sure it went to all the trees that made the desert bloom, right? But anyway, so now that takes me back to Trump. All of a sudden, Trump looked notorious, but that really took me straight back to Trump. Started thinking about him, and all of a sudden, I'm finding myself standing in front of a scale where there's only 1 kilogram on both sides. Like there's no difference anymore. Right. So here's my decision, and I've been thinking about it the past couple of days, and a lot of people actually went against me on this, and I said, you know what, I'm going to look for a third party. There's always a third party on the ballot. I will say this: if all the Palestinians and all the Arabs will purposely vote for a third party, it will deliver a strong message to the future candidates. Things are going to get better for us as Palestinians. As Americans, look, I highly doubt that what everybody thinks, that Biden is going to jump on board and create a miracle or make COVID go away. I mean, we can blame Trump as long as we want. Yeah, he might have had a lot to do with the increase of COVID. Now, I'm talking domestically, a little bit from the Palestinian cause, but domestically speaking, if they want to blame him for the coronavirus, look, There's Macron didn't make it any better. He had to go through the same stages. The Italians, the same thing. So what I'm trying to say here domestically, Biden is not going to jump on board and make COVID-19 go away. And he's not going to jump on board and do a better job with the economy. And he might, who knows, but not much. It's already doing good. If it wasn't for COVID-19, it was doing good. So what difference is he going to make? So, yeah. All right. Are you going to end racism with Biden? Well, it's been here for how long now?
Yeah, I mean, look, there was demonstrations in the street and black people getting killed by cops when Obama was president too. There's no question that Trump handles it in a terrible way, no question. But I mean, yes, all these things still exist. All right, Fadl, man, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Thanks for the time. Yeah, nice talking to you.
I think you deserve this too.
Well, thank you.
All right, Father. Talk to you soon.
I'll go dance right now.
Okay, see you later.
Cut me off. Peace.
Bye. All right, people, if you want to get in and join the stream, please do that and get in. You can go to amerzahr.com. I've also left the information for the stream inside the comments on YouTube and Facebook as well. All right, let me now add Muhammad. Muhammad, how are you?
Good, how are you, Ahmed?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Syracuse, New York.
All right, I've been to Syracuse, New York a couple times. Yeah.
Orange.
Yeah, the orange man. Why do they call them the orange? Do you guys grow oranges there or something?
Oh, I have no idea. We have a lot of apples.
So, Muhammad, where are you from?
From Al-Jib.
From where? I'm sorry.
Al-Jib.
Al-Jib, Palestine. Okay.
Yeah, Palestine. Al-Jib. It's a small village northeast of Al-Quds.
Yeah. For those people who don't know, Al-Jib, it's not named after the car, the Jeep. It is a nice little village. I've driven by it many times. Yes. So, Muhammad, what's the deal, man? Trump or Biden?
Honestly, it's our problem as Palestinians. We always choose lesser two evils.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not like I'm not saying our problem is that we're not.
Your microphone. Okay, make sure you're not covering the microphone with your hand. Go ahead, continue.
How you hear me good now?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying that our problem that as Arab, not just Palestinians, we're not united.
Yeah.
Okay, we do not have one umbrella like the Yahud do. You know, they have IPAC, we don't. So we need an umbrella where we actually vote as one voice.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we need to start a lobby group. There's no question about that. And we need to make sure that politicians, look, the most important thing is we need to make sure that politicians know that our votes are not cheap. You need to talk to our issues. And our main issue as Arab Americans is we care about other things. But Palestine brings us out and it gets us motivated to go to the polls. And we need to let maybe politicians need to learn that lesson by losing. Maybe they don't need to learn it by winning. Maybe they need to learn it by losing. I don't know.
You know, I agree with Fadl when he said we as Arabs, not just Palestinians, we should vote for a third party.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
and
I hear
that
you.
would give a strong message to the next candidate.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right, Muhammad, man, thanks for calling in. Stay strong out there. And
thank you, Amer, and keep the issue strong, brother.
Thanks. Do you think that you deserve this? I think you do deserve it. I'll give it to you. Thanks, Muhammad. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Please, if you want to get into the live stream, get in, amerzahr.com. I've left it in the comments. Oh, I see one of I'm going to have to bring him in. One of my oldest friends. I'm moving him up in the line, and I'm going to bring him in. I got to bring him in. Please welcome. I'm just letting you know. He's a great friend of mine from 25 years. Please welcome into the show, all the way from California, my Lebanese brother, Jacques Habra.
Kiflik.
Yeah, Habibi.
How are you, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Listen, I'm at the hospital right now at the birth center, as you can see.
Yes, you have a baby coming. Yeah.
We have a baby coming, so it's just still a little ways away.
Hi.
That's Angela. So, look, this is a meaningful conversation. Angela gave me permission to spend a couple minutes with you. And
wait a minute. So let's talk about the baby for a second. So do we know, is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
That's wonderful. And do we have a name for this boy?
We have several names in play,
Okay.
but I can't disclose due to wife-husband confidentiality.
I understand. I can think of one good name, Nabil. That might be a good name for the boy.
I know at least a few people that would really appreciate that.
Yes, I know a couple people who would. All right, bro. So what do you think? I mean, Trump, Biden, where are you standing right now?
I think there's a political statement to be made that will probably have more impact than ultimately who is elected at this point. Because as your previous guests have indicated, these two guys aren't that different when it comes to relations in the Middle East. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that you can have a movement, a hashtag, and explain why, even though you might be a Democrat, you don't want to vote for Biden, simply to put the main talking points and action items back to the top. Having said that, I wanted to turn it around and ask what you thought of Trump's peace deal that he recently negotiated.
What you mean with the United Arab Emirates and Israel? Yeah, I mean, let me tell you what I think about that. I think it's, first of all, it's weird to call it a peace deal. I mean, these two countries have never been at war. Okay, so I mean, like, Israel never stole their land and UAE never attacked Israel. So I mean, peace deal is like a nice term. Look, there is a problem with, the reason that we urge Arab countries not to make what we call normalized relations with Israel is because the minute you do that, you basically legitimize, especially if you're an Arab country, you legitimize what they're doing to the Palestinians. And you're saying you're rubber stamping the status quo. And that what happens is Israel uses that sort of legitimacy that they're getting from peace with other Arab nations to do more bad things to us. So for instance, the day after that was announced a few weeks ago, Gaza got bombed for 8 days in a row. And it was like, dude, anytime you normalize, if you're an Arab, anytime you normalize with a Zionist organization or the Zionist state, they get a lot more out of it than we ever do. And Palestinians end up paying the price. And so, look, they're making like an economic deal. And it looks like it's going to fall apart because the UAE apparently wanted to buy a bunch of fighter jets from somebody from the US as part of this, and they needed Israeli permission. Then Israel said, no, I think it's going to fall apart. But it was just a move by Trump so he could announce it at the RNC and all this kind of stuff. But I don't think it's real. I don't think it's going to hold. And I think you're going to see other Arab countries don't come along because the Arab people are still not down with this idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I don't know that I would, dismiss or cancel the efforts entirely. I mean, sometimes when you're in the middle of the tornado, you don't really know you're in a tornado, and there needs to be something that helps to start to move. I mean, just think about how much Amer. I mean, you're beyond, you're so knowledgeable about this topic and familiar with it. The average person just, how do we reach them? I mean, they're the early adopters. They're the ones that we have to start to reach out to start to get them to be concerned about some of the issues that you raise.
Yeah. No, I understand. But, you were with me on the University of Michigan back in the 90s, and we would march every now and then. Believe it or not, Angela, we would march. And when we would march every now and then. And when we marched, Jacques, we said no justice, no peace. And that means we put them in that order on purpose. Because justice comes first. There is no peace without real justice. And so that's what we've been saying as Palestinians, and that's what we'll keep saying. But Jacques, here's the deal. You get one of these. And I think Angela gets one of these. And the new baby, who I'm going to now, for Angela, I don't know if you know this, but in our culture, it's very common to name, in Arab culture, you name the baby after the dad's dad.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so I think I know Nabil. And I think that he would love that. However, in any case, that means that your baby, who's going to be a son, one day when he has a baby, he should name his kid Jacques.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, but we don't want to torture the kid, man. Come on now.
So that means we're going to call this baby Abu Jacques. Okay, no matter what he is, he's Abu Jacques. So Abu Jacques also gets one of these. All right, Jacques, I love you, man. Stay strong.
Love you too, brother. Enjoy.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That's Jacques, man. One of my main old friends from the University of Michigan. Look, he brings up interesting too, right? I mean, maybe, I don't know. We have a lot of questions as Arab Americans. All right, if you want to get into the conversation, I will add the comments, the thing here again. In the comments, I'm adding the link. You can also go to amerzahr.com. I see all of you in here, okay? I see all of you in here. That is Nasir, Farah, and Bill. I have two Bills for some reason, but I'm going to get in Farah because we haven't had any women in the show in a while. Hi, Farah.
Oh, my mic. Hi.
Okay, there you are. Hi, Farah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, Farah. I know the answer to these questions because I know you. But tell everybody first, where are you from? That's the from means in America. Where are you from?
Okay. Well, I'm from Dearborn, Michigan.
And where are you from?
Well, my mom is Lebanese. My dad is Palestinian.
Oh.
I'm from Silwad in Palestine.
All right. So tell me. You know, you've been involved in the Dearborn community for a long time. You've been a journalist here. You've done all kinds of activism here. What's going on? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm trying to take it to the next level of scholarly work. But the reason why I'm here right now is because I noticed that you were live, and I noticed the comments, and I noticed that a lot of the people in the community, Arab Americans and Palestinian Americans, were trying to, or just saying that they don't want to vote, which I personally think is a very, very bad idea.
I agree.
There are two things here, 2 points that are important. Number one is if we vote for a third party, it's not really going to do anything. One of the two is going to win. And honestly, I don't really think that they care if Arab Americans or Palestinian Americans are going to strike out and not vote, if anything. I just think that Trump has already screwed things up in America, screwed things up in the Middle East. The American foreign policy has always been the same, and I really don't, maybe slight changes here and there, but I don't see it changing to the extent where, you know, our voices are going to be heard right away. Like you said just a few minutes ago, under the Obama administration, there's a lot of racism. Under the Obama administration, we went to 2 wars. Under the Clinton administration, we had a lot of, the American foreign policy has not really wavered. The Israeli lobby is pretty strong, but as of Arab Americans who have, especially Palestinian Americans, people who have come here as refugees and otherwise for a better life, you can get at least your foot back in the game by getting Biden in. Although we know he's a big Zionist, we know that Kamala Harris is also a Zionist. So was Obama, so was Clinton, so was Bush. But the first thing we can do is at least get things back to normal here and be able to get that, things a little bit back to normal, where we can speak up, where we can do something about it. Unlike with Trump, where everything is burning that we can't even bring up a simplest, most basic right as Americans.
Okay, so this is an argument to vote for Biden, which I totally understand. I totally get it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I might end up in a voting booth in November and I might vote for him, but I can't bring myself yet to endorse him, or even as a community activist to encourage people to vote for him, because he hasn't given us anything. But I think most Arab Americans probably are going to do what you're saying, hold their nose and vote for Biden and hope that means that. But look, there's also some people who say that on the Palestine issue, at least, on the domestic issues, I agree with you. But on the Palestine issue, at least, maybe having a chaotic idiot in the White House where we can coalesce support around Palestine with other people and have him really show how crazy Israel is might be better than a guy who has 50 years of experience of protecting Israel, especially because, look, if the Democrats get in, I think Palestine issue might get thrown under the bus, because they might be like, hey, we defeated Trump. Let's have a parade. Let's celebrate. We don't really want to hear about your issue right now because Biden's president. And Palestine might get thrown under the bus. A lot of people are saying that too and thinking in that way. But look, there's no question that Trump is an idiot. He's a racist. He's a white national. Like, all these things are true. And I'm never voting for him in a million years. And I don't think most Arab Americans are going to vote for him. I don't think that's the question. The question is, don't we deserve to be motivated to go vote for somebody? Like, don't we deserve that? Don't we deserve a candidate saying that he's going to change the conversation on Palestine instead of just bring it back to the status quo minus Jerusalem? By the way, that's what he's saying. I'll bring it back to the status quo minus Jerusalem. Don't we deserve to be loud and angry about those things? Even if we end up voting for him, don't we deserve to still be loud? Do we have to just fall in line? I think these are the things that are going on. And I think a lot of Arab Americans probably think like you.
I definitely agree with you. No one can agree with you about this more than myself. And that's why I've literally dedicated my life, my scholastic career and everything else towards this issue. But I really, really think that this is a very, very critical time where if we can bring things to a little bit of normalcy back to life, we can at least go back to marching for peace and justice. We can at least go back to activism where it's not crazy to just speak up as a Muslim. I've never really faced that kind of racism because of my skin complexion, but I have family members who have, as Muslims or as even as Arabs. And I really think that this country should go back a little bit towards the normal crazy, where we can actually bring all that energy back on that stage. But I really do see what you're saying. I just really think that I just really wanted to come here and say that please don't not vote. Please do vote, and when you do vote, please choose one person, and preferably not the orange man.
Yeah. No question, vote. No question, you should vote. And sometimes voting means third party, whatever you think, but go in there and vote. And by the way, there's other people on the ballot and other issues on the ballot, so you should go and vote no matter where you are. Vote, vote, vote. No question about that. And Farah from Silwad. I mean, I'll bring in the Lebanese part too, but I'm going to concentrate on the Silwad part. Silwad, not to be confused with Silwan, which is in Jerusalem. Right. Silwad is north of Ramallah, a village that has. Have you ever been there before?
No, sadly.
It's a village.
But I will.
It's a village that has lots and lots of mansions because the people of Silwad have opened up their we'll call them convenience stores throughout America, and they have made a lot of money, and they build mansions there where people live in for 1 month a year. But it's great. But like Farah says, vote, 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 and for Farah for saying that everyone should vote, you also get this. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, talk to you later.
All right. Keep doing what you do.
Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right. That's Farah from Dearborn. If you want to get into the stream, I've left it in the comments many, many times. I'll do it again right now. You just go there. You can see it's easy to do. Many people have done it already. Also, the link is at amerzahr.com. All right. Let's bring in Nasser. Nasser, how are you?
Habibi Amer, how are you?
Good. Nasser, where are you calling from?
I'm from Jersey.
And where are you from?
The Garden State.
The what?
The Garden State.
The Garden State. But where are you from?
From Jerusalem, Jebel Zaytun, El Tur.
Okay, man. That's hardcore Jerusalem. Hardcore.
That's true. All the way, baby.
All right, man. What are you doing in the election?
First of all, to your guest, she need to visit Silwad. We all need to visit back home.
I agree.
That's my advice. All young generations, do your best. Forget about the islands. Forget about Cancun. Forget about anything. Visit Palestine.
I agree. And remember, Nasser, we never visit Palestine. We return to Palestine.
Absolutely.
Even if it's for a short time.
Absolutely. Election.
Yeah.
We are strong. We are a big population over here. We're almost 4 million Arabs, Palestinian Americans live in this country. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to get ourselves together. First of all, before the election, anything like that, we have to communicate. We have to get together. Before all this, if we start with a radio station, a TV station, that means we are almost there. We don't have none of that stuff. So that means we're missing something. Second of all, في عندنا مثل بيحكي اقلب الطنجرة على تمها بتطلع البنت لأمها.
Okay. Can you translate this?
Why am I saying that? That means if you flip the tunjara al-makluba upside down, it's going to look like her daughter or her mom. So Biden and Trump, it's the same crap.
Yeah.
There's no difference right there. They're both of them Zionist lovers, and just like it's going to be any different. But we have to go out there and vote. We have to show them we live in this country, we have a vote, and we're going to use it. It doesn't matter who you're going to vote for. It's up to you. But we have to vote just to show them we could do it. We could do it. We could be together. We could make a difference. We could make a difference in this country.
I agree.
So,
I agree. We have to vote. I agree with no matter who you vote for, vote. I definitely agree with that. But again, I ask you, have you made that decision yet?
I will vote. I will vote, but not to none of them. Neither
Trump nor Biden, but you will vote.
Absolutely. I'm not.
And how many votes are in your house?
I have 4 votes in my house.
Does everyone feel that way?
Well, some of them they're gonna vote for Abbas.
They're gonna write in Mahmoud Abbas.
Right there, baby.
Mahmoud Abbas, the head of the PLO, gonna write him in.
They're absolutely gonna go out there. They're gonna practice their rights in this country. Listen, God bless America. We live in a great country.
Yes.
And we have to practice our rights. Let's go out there. Let's vote, everybody. Let's not forget we do live in this country. We do pay taxes, and let's practice our rights. Let's vote. That's my advice to everybody.
And the most important thing that Nasser is saying is that even if you go in and vote for a third party or you write somebody in, it shows that we're voting, and it shows that they have to take us seriously. So that's definitely true. I couldn't agree with you more. And Nasser, for that, you get this. All right, man. I love you. Stay strong.
I love you too, brother. We'll be seeing you in Jersey soon.
Inshallah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, man. If people want to get in, we have time for a few more comments. I'm going to try to keep all these shows to about 1 hour. So if you want to get in, you can join us on the stream. Let me go ahead to my friend Anan. Let's go to Anan. Hey, Anan.
Hey, Ahmed. How's it going, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just trying to stay busy in this crazy time.
Okay, so tell everybody, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Where are you from?
From this small town called
Musmos.
Yeah.
You can't say it. It's for people who don't. Musmos in Palestine. Musmos. That's a M-U-S. It's not musmos.
No.
It's Musmos. Yes. All right, Anan. What are you doing, man? You live in
That's half the time right there.
Yeah. You know what? Just for all the people of Musmos. In fact, whenever I think of the town of Musmos, I just say. In fact, if I could meet a girl from Musmos, I would be like.
Naturally, of course, as one would do.
Of course. By the way, what do you guys call yourself? Musmosawiye, Masamse? What's the word?
Musmosawiye.
Musmosawi.
No. Actually, no. I take it back. It's been a while. Ahem Musmos.
Ahel Musmos. Oh, you don't even like try.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We try to be serious about it. Ahem Musmos.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Who are you voting for?
Oh God. No, I mean just the thought of it alone. I feel like, yeah, of course, with the whole BLM, everything going on, like Trump's is like the worst when it comes to like minorities and everything, and he really emphasized like the thing about I don't want to say it's a good thing, but the thing about Trump is that he doesn't hide it. Like this racism is not new; it's been there forever. And I guess I could say it's a good thing about it that it's in the open. This is what's going on. Yes, he thinks everybody who doesn't look like him is icky, and he wants to basically kick him out. Like it's what they've always wanted, but he's the only one who has a freaking, his mouth is loose. Like it's just like he doesn't hide it. And that's the thing. But I mean, as a Palestinian, the reason I bring it as a Palestinian, I feel like it weighs extra heavy on us. And we brought this up before too. And you had the point that they're so like crazy that they may end up freeing Palestine by accident, him and Netanyahu. But I feel like as a Palestinian, I worry for another 4 years with Trump. Also, when it comes to Iran, I worry that it's a better chance that there will be a war breaking out with them if he has vindication for another 4 years. But at the same time, I'm thinking Biden, like, here's what we risk with Biden. This guy is a Zionist, openly declared Zionist. He refuses to accept any kind of, even as American, if you don't want to like include the Palestinian issue, he refuses to give anybody on the left, the progressives, anything, nothing for them to vote for them. Doesn't give them a reason to vote for them. He's shitting on environmental laws. He's shitting on foreign wars. He's shitting on the economy. Like he's telling the billionaires nothing will fundamentally change. So I'm thinking Biden, everybody's going to go asleep again because the Democrats are going to be like, okay, yeah, we got rid of the racists. I guess we could go back to being the greatest country in the world and don't mind that we're in war with another seven countries.
That's my fear, is that if he wins, there's going to be like this parade. We defeat Trump and we don't really get to the issues. And
back to normal.
Yeah, back to normal, which wasn't that great, especially for Palestinians. It wasn't great at all. So, you know, and he's promising on Palestine a return to the status quo minus Jerusalem. Like, that's not good. And we need to be loud about, even if you end up going to vote for him, we need to be loud about these things until the election. Because guess what? I can guarantee you this, Anan, after working in politics for a long time, after the election, guess what? They're going to stop listening. When the election's over, they're only going to be listening when they're trying to get our votes.
Okay, so here's it between me and you, all right?
Yeah, last thing, go ahead.
What's like, he's not, no matter what we do, he's not gonna change his mind. So I'm thinking right now, I'm gonna vote for the Green Party, and I'm hoping more people would think the way. Maybe it's gonna take the next election, maybe the next dozen elections, but the more people think like, well, the more people gonna sick. Like you said, Cornel West is looking for the option of a third party. I think it's going to take a while, but I think people are going to get more and more sick with this system and it's going to fall. But we can't just keep giving them what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm leaning to. You ask me, I'm going to go for a third party. I'm leaning more green right now because their platform is supportive of BDS, but I'm also open for like the social movement of America. Guys,
you know, Anan, I don't have like you know, millions of people could watch this. I don't have a bleep button to bleep out all the bad words that you're saying. Okay, can you please like try not to say the S word and the F word so much? Okay, but I mean, I guess that's just what people from Muslims do.
Don't tell my parents, please.
Oh, I won't. All right, man. I love you. Talk to you soon.
Love you too, Ryan.
Peace. Bye. All right. We have time for a few more guests, so let me just get in a few more guests. We'll make it quick with everybody, but let's bring. Oh, I see we have a white guy. Bill, white guy.
أنا مش فلسطيني بس بحكي عربي معك إذا بدك.
Oh, damn! Wait a minute. Now you're freaking me out. So Bill, get into the center of the screen. I don't know if you can. There you go.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Bill, you speak our language. No, Bill, you're not in the center of the screen. Bill. Move it more the other way. Keep moving. Good. There you are. Good. There you are.
Okay. I had to move myself.
Bill, how did you learn Arabic?
Okay, I grew up in Jordan back in 67, before 67, late 50s to early 60s.
Okay.
Or up until 67, back when it was 16 piastres to ride a bus to Jerusalem. And 35 to ride a service, a shared taxi to Jerusalem. Hour and a half.
Why did you grow up in? Was you're like a diplomatic family or something? Why did you grow up in Jordan?
No, my father was a missionary there.
Okay.
Evangelical Free Church.
So where are you calling from?
Austin, Texas.
Austin. Oh, like Anan, Austin, like the guy before you. Okay. Austin,
yeah. I don't know him. I should, but I don't.
Yeah, you guys. We're trying to bring people together here on my
page.
So Bill, talk to me. What are you doing in the election?
Oh, I'm libertarian.
Okay.
I'm libertarian. I'm running for Congress against Roger Williams.
Oh.
And they're trying to get me off the ballot, but I'm supporting Joe Jorgensen and Spike Cohen. I've spoken to him about the Qadiyya, and he's on board. He knows what's going on. Libertarianism informs my, or Palestine informs my libertarianism on about a dozen issues. Starting, the state doesn't have the right to choose my friends and enemies for me.
Yeah.
Whether I'm right or wrong, whether I've read 100 and some books and experienced it and really researched it, or whether I'm hallucinating, I'm entitled to my hallucination. State doesn't have the right to make me kill my friends.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no question that the Libertarian Party has said some good things about the Palestinian issue, and they're an option. There's no question about that. The Libertarians and the Green Party have both said good things about the Palestinians.
Yeah, if you can't vote Libertarian, vote Green or another third party. But I've heard every excuse for voting for the lesser of two evils for 50 years in the States, and I haven't heard a new one for a long time. And every one of them is throw the Palestinians under the bus. This time around is just too important.
I agree. Thanks, Bill. Go ahead. Last thing.
Can I say a nasty proverb in Arabic?
Is it going to be a bad word?
Well, I don't know. It's not as bad as the ones you shut him up on. I mean, the Republicans and Democrats on Palestine are مثل تيزين في باس واحد.
That's what تيزين في الباس واحد. Yeah, we're allowed to say, we can say that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's two asses in the same underwear. تيزين في الباس واحد. Yeah.
Okay, and there's another one. To
go ahead.
To try to get justice out of the Democrats and Republicans is مثل اللي يترجى الدبس من تيزا النمس.
Okay. All right, you're going to get us in trouble. All right, thanks, Bill. And since you know Arabic, I'll definitely give you one of these as well. Thanks for joining, Bill. Talk to you soon, okay?
شكرا كتر خيرك الله يعطيك
العافية. All right. Don't have too much more time left, but I'm going to get to everybody that's here in the waiting room if you have your cameras on. Okay, but let's all make it quick if we can. So let's go to my friend Pierre. Pierre, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you? What's up?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
So tell everybody where you're calling from.
Miami, Florida.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful Miami, which I'm sure is hot and humid as hell right now, but still beautiful Miami.
Very hot.
And where are you from?
I'm from Lebanon.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what are you doing in the election, brother? Florida, that's an important state, swing state.
Yeah, it is. It is a very important state. You know, I told you before, I made the mistake of not voting for the Democrats, 4 years ago, but I think it was a mistake. I gave Trump a hand in winning, the general election. So I'm a no Trump, So I'm probably going to vote.
You're saying last time you voted third party, or you voted for Trump last time?
No, I voted third party.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that this time.
Yeah. And
I totally understand that point of view. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, he won by 250,000 votes in Florida, which is huge. And Obama had won, twice in a row. So
no, I think Trump is probably going to win Florida again, but let's see.
Yeah, what's your assessment on the other swing states? Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that, look, 2 months, it's still 2 months to the election, and that is a lifetime. I read an article the other day that said Joe Biden's lead in a lot of these swing states in the polls is the same or less than what Hillary's lead was at the same time.
It's less
4 years ago. So, I mean, I think Trump's going to win. If you're asking me who's going to win the election, I think Trump's going to win.
Yeah,
because I think there's going to be
feeling.
Yeah, because I think there's going to be 3 debates, and I don't think Biden's going to look good in a 2-hour debate with Donald Trump is an idiot, but he's
a bully.
He's cognitively all there. It seems like Biden loses it every now and then. And if that happens once in these debates, it's going to be like terrible. And he's just not a great debater. And he doesn't, again, people don't understand how much I think people that are like in their early 40s, because I'm in my early 40s, and younger, we really care about hearing policy positions. I think a lot of older voters might be like, look, I'm voting for Biden no matter what because he's not Trump. They want to get rid of Trump. Okay, fine. But people who are younger, we do want to be a little motivated. We want to hear real ideas. And I can't name one Biden idea.
Yeah, you know what? It's true. It's true. But there was an improvement in the last couple of months. I think the charter they had with the progressives, including Bernie Sanders, they've switched some of their policies, you know, to the left. So
yeah, a little bit, but I mean,
a little bit. But I mean, what can you?
There's the really good example is again what just happened in Massachusetts with Ed Markey, Senate running against Joe Kennedy. Ed Markey's an old guy. He ran against
74 years old,
young guy who's a Kennedy, and he beat him by 15 points because he openly supported Medicare for all and a Green New Deal, strong policy proposals, and it got young people to get out and vote for him. And he ended up beating Joe Kennedy, who's from the Kennedy dynasty and was supported by Pelosi and the Democratic Party. But these ideas get people out.
But
if
where
Joe
were
came out for Medicare for all, he'd win the election by 20 points.
Yeah, but where were those young people when it came time to vote for Bernie? You know, a few months ago.
They did vote for Bernie, but a lot of these. Again, Ed Markey showed what Bernie could have done in a one-on-one race against a Republican. Look, Biden had the establishment and a lot of people, and they all coalesced after South Carolina for Biden, and that killed Bernie. But Ed Markey shows what the strength of Bernie would have been, which is you get the normal Democratic voters to vote for you anyway, and you get young people who are encouraged in policy to get out and vote as well, and you can create a coalition that brings people together. And that's what he showed in Massachusetts. Yeah. That was the strength of Bernie, that he expands the electorate. Biden's philosophy is, let me try to flip some Republican voters. And I just don't think that's going to work at the end of the day. I don't see it. You live in Florida. Have you met a lot of people who forget about people who are third parties who are now going to vote for Biden because they don't want Trump? I get that. But have you met a lot of people who were Trump voters who are now voting for Biden?
I know a few of my friends who are not voting at all, or probably just leaving it blank.
Okay, but answer my question. Do you know people who voted for Trump in 2016 but are now going to turn around and vote for Biden in 2020? Have you met those people? Because I haven't.
No, I haven't met them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've met people that do not want to vote for Trump or Biden. So
right.
I've met those people.
And I bet you a lot of those people who do not want to vote for Trump or Biden would have voted for Bernie over Trump. And so the question is this philosophy of not worrying about expanding the electorate to young people and immigrants and Arabs and Muslims and people who feel more included in a Bernie campaign, and instead fighting for these middle of the road people who voted for Trump in 2016 and trying to get them back. I don't think that philosophy of Biden's is going to work because I haven't met those people. I haven't seen them in real life. That's what scares me. And I think he's
Trump, Trump might, very well win. I mean, only today, the Dow shot up to 29,000 points. Never before.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something crazy happening. I don't know what it is. But it's going to all come crashing down.
Yeah. All right, Pierre, I got to let you go, but you're
one last question. What's your feeling for Michigan? What's going to happen there?
Look, I don't think we can really know till the last few weeks, but I can tell you this: Michigan is going to become a circus because both campaigns are going to spend a lot of time here. That's when it'll really get decided. And whoever reaches out more, look, Arab Americans are about 300 to 400,000 people in Michigan, and especially in the Detroit area. I think we could be the swing vote, but they have to reach out to us. They have to show us real policies. Right now, I think Trump will probably win Michigan, but who knows? He only won by 10,000 votes last time. Let's see what happens this time. I don't know. We'll see. But the RNC said that they have the Trump movement has registered more voters in the last quarter than the DNC did. So don't ever think for a second that they are not motivated and have a machine and have a lot of money.
They do. They have more money.
More than they had last time. So they have a real machine this time. All right, Pierre, لأنك لبناني بعطيك هاي. All right, Habibi, see you soon.
Good night.
Bye. All right, let's get a few more callers in, and then we'll call it a night. All right, we haven't had a female caller for a while. Roxanne, how are you?
مرحبا عامر.
أهلا. Roxanne, tell us where you're calling from.
Staten Island, New York City.
And where are you from?
From Kufr Malik and Bir Nabala.
Palestine. A lot of people don't know that. That's you and I know it's in Palestine, but other people need to know new. All right. So tell me, what are you going to do? Let's make it quick for these last callers because I want to get everybody in. So what are you going to do?
I can make it quick. I recently decided to vote for Biden.
Okay. Why? And why were you struggling?
I'm struggling because he's a Zionist, and I like my haters and my oppressors without the cloak.
Yes. Right.
And I think we've made a lot of progress on anti-Zionism as well as anti-racism the past 4 years with the people unhooded. So it was a really hard decision for me. I heard Linda Sarsour's live stream. Mm-hmm. That was the first nudge. That was a big deal for me that she came out. And Bernie coming out at the DNC, big nudge. And then the second reason is the more I get involved in politics, Amer, the more I understand that we have to infiltrate the base of the Democratic Party to become the influencers and the disruptors that we want to be.
Yeah, but does that mean you have? And I understand totally your position of what, but I totally agree with infiltrating the Democratic Party. But does that mean that? Can you decide how you're going to hold your phone, Roxanne? Can you please make a decision?
Is this okay?
This is good. Okay, I don't have all my. Okay.
Bernie and the Biden.
I know you can't even decide how to hold your phone. Now we're talking about who you're going to vote for. All right. So, but look, I believe in infiltrating the party, but does infiltrating the party mean we have to support Joe Biden?
See, that's really interesting. No, it's a long game for me. We need more of us. We have a lot of traction. There's a lot of momentum around for BDS and against anti-BDS, which is what the Democratic stance is.
Yeah.
And I think, we have traction. The census is going to come out. We're going to see the real numbers of how many Arab Americans are out there. And if we register Democrat, then maybe we'll have an Arab vice president, just like a lot Black women do, because Black women are a small percentage of the Democratic Party, but their turnout rates is 80% or higher. Mm-hmm. So that's my game plan. But I know that's just me. It's a tough sell. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm ready to do the work really badly. I'm ready to switch like a lot of my BLM and local advocacy to be full on for the Palestinian cause. Yeah. I'm right. And so in other words, all my chips are in. If Biden wins, all my chips are in.
Well, if Biden wins, we have to fight him from day one. I mean,
we have to fight. All my chips are in, meaning as an American, I will use every privilege and every platform I have to fight for a democratic solution and right of return and democracy for Palestinians and human rights.
Roxanne, just for that. All right, Roxanne, love you. Talk to you soon.
Take care, Ahmed. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's get everybody else in here. Let's all make it quick. All right, let's go to my friend Mike. Mike, how are you?
I'm good. Ahmed, how are you?
Good. Now, Mike, your name's not Mike. Tell everybody what your name is.
It's Mahmoud.
All right, and you are calling from?
Virginia.
And you are from?
Palestine.
Hell yeah. All right, Mike, let's make it quick, man. What are you going to do in the election?
Yeah, Virginia is not really in question, not likely to be in question. It's gone Democrat the last couple of times.
Yeah.
So, not that it matters. I mean, I'm not gonna vote for Biden. I've made up my mind as far as that goes. And all the arguments for him, the only one that makes sense is he's not Trump. But I mean, I've heard arguments about immigration, but the administration he was in had no problem kicking people out of the country. They had no problem starting wars, dropping bombs. These are all silly arguments for him that people have made because they're not based on any fact whatsoever. For Biden, that is. I do agree with you on the debate stage. If something gets weird with Biden, it's going to be horrific for him. obviously, Trump's a nightmare. If people ask me why I don't mention that Trump is a nightmare, I'm like, well, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? I'm not sure what we're looking for. Right. I mean, I'm with you. What I'm afraid of is, Biden wins and every time a president wins, they all clamor that they've got a mandate now to do what they want to do. And whether they do or they don't, they always clamor that they do. And people on the left will somehow celebrate. But what we should do is be just as loud if he wins as ever before, maybe louder about what needs to be changed, what needs to be done. So I'm not voting Trump and I'm not voting Biden.
Yeah, and I think that's how a lot of Arab Americans feel. And what are we going to do? I mean, I just don't know. I know that our fight is going to be big for Palestine either way. Either way, we're going to have to fight for Palestine, whether it's Trump or Biden.
Yes.
But the fight might be harder with Biden.
Yes.
Because other minorities might say, hey, we got what we want. We're not on the Palestine train anymore. Whereas with Trump, you can create much more solidarity and visibility. I don't think there's any question about that. So if people want to vote for Biden because of other issues, I get that. But it's just hard for me to give up the issue of Palestine. It's just hard. I can't do it.
I don't even know what they are, though, that you would vote for him. What are the issues that, they say, oh, he's better with minorities. But Black Lives Matter started under the previous administration.
Right.
If you followed that, if you go back, people have short memories. If you go back and pay attention to what was going on during the Michael Brown situation, the previous administration was not great on that issue.
Right.
So, these things are troublesome that people have fantasized that that's so much better with the other side. But I mean, I said this before. The problem, one of the biggest issues with Trump is that Trump, for his entire life, has been on the buying end of government. He's been buying government for his entire life.
Yeah.
And the issue now is he's just selling it, and he's selling it in the same crude manner that he sells his other crappy products, and he's just not very savvy at what he's doing, and he's a racist.
Yeah, he's definitely a racist.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I know I'm not voting for either one.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
I have a hard time with it.
All right, Mike. Love you, man. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's get a couple more callers in here. Let's go to this guy's been here for a while. What's your name, Pally Ryder? Hello? I got you in here. Pale Ryder. Turn on your microphone or I can't hear you for some reason. I still can't hear you. Say something. No, okay. Try to fix your microphone. I'll get you back in. Okay, to Muhammad. Muhammad, what's going on?
Hey, Ahmed, how are you?
Good.
My dad's here too. He's a big fan. He has your book.
All right, man. And what's his name?
Ibrahim.
Muhammad and Ibrahim. Wow, you guys got all the prophets in one room. All right. So, Muhammad, where are you calling from?
Virginia as well, actually. Born here.
Where? What part of Virginia?
Northern Virginia.
Okay.
But originally from Beit Nuba, Palestine.
Where are you from?
Beit Nuba, Palestine.
Where's Beit Nuba?
It was actually one of the 3 villages destroyed in '67 near Latrun. It's near Betunia.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And how old are you?
I just turned 20.
So you're in college?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. What are you studying?
Computer science, but I'm hoping to go to law school afterwards.
Yes, we need lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now.
So this is your first presidential election?
Yes, it has been, yeah.
Okay, and what are you going to do?
I came out pretty hard for Bernie in terms of donating and voting and just all that stuff. I refuse to vote for Biden because he's a problem himself, but also I'm very afraid of Kamala just because of the way she attacked him during the debates, and now suddenly she's endorsing him. I can tell that she's the type who wants power. She's not very much a principled person. And I'm very afraid of Biden either resigning or dying and then her taking over for the next 8 years. I think I would rather vote third party, just vote on principle, and just let what happens happen because I refuse to stand by Biden.
Yeah, and then deal with it again in 2024.
Exactly. Oh. Exactly.
I totally understand. Is that how you feel, Amu Muhammad?
Baba.
It's me. I am not a participant of any elections. I only voted once in my life because I'm so cynical about the system, the way it works. It's hypocritical in every way. So it seems like, we always vote for the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
They're both evils, and I guess whoever I vote for is going to cancel the other vote. So I'm not voting for either one.
All right, I hear you. All right, man. Muhammad, I appreciate you. Thanks for being active. Thanks for calling in. And
Thank you. I appreciate what you've done for the Arab American community. There's not a lot of people who've done what you've done, so thank you for that.
Well, you know what? Just for saying that. All right, man. Proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. All right. Let me try him again. Pal Ryder, can you hear me now? Can you talk? Hello? I'm doing my best to get that guy in. I swear I am. I'm trying. All right, let's try Ali. Ali, what's going on?
Hey, Amer, how are you?
Good, man. Where are you calling from?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right, North Carolina. That's a swing state.
Yep.
All right. And where are you from?
I'm from, I was born in Amman, Jordan. And I'm originally from Na'leen, Ramallah.
Of course. I know Na'leen.
Palestine.
Of course, Palestine. And who's, I saw there's a kid next to you. Who is that?
This is Adam.
Adam, how old are you?
I'm 9.
And when someone asks you where you're from, what do you say?
Na'leen, Palestine.
That's right, brother. That's right. Okay, Ali, what are you doing in the election, man?
Okay, man. It's tough, but it's really easy decision, man. I'm voting for Biden.
Okay.
And
is it a pro-Biden vote or an anti-Trump vote?
Oh yeah. I was for Bernie, and I know Biden's not that different than Hillary, and I know as a Palestinian we are struggling with our votes in this country, but we need to know how politics work, and we need to know what the other side's planning and what they think about us.
Yeah.
And if people think that after 4 years of Trump again, that there's a chance to change anything in this country, we'll be mistaken.
Okay.
Like I know a lot of Trump supporters, part of them in my own family, and the other side. And man, they don't believe in us. They don't want us here. They think that we are dangerous to this country. So I'm voting because of the things that's bothering me about our side, especially Palestinian. We don't know how to do politics in our country, in Palestine, and even here. So I think I'm not gonna. We are trying not to lose Palestine, but I don't want to lose our country here for our new generation.
Hi.
Amer Zahr. Oh my God.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Julia.
Julia. You're a Palestinian, and they named you Julia.
Yes.
After Julia Butros.
Okay. In that case, it's okay.
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah.
Julia, how old are you?
I'm 11.
And is it just the two of you, you and Adam?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the best soccer players in the area. So
Oh, wow.
you're gonna see her in the national team
On
soon.
the American Olympic team?
She has 3 options: Palestine, Canada, and America. So
Julia, let me correct that. You have one option, Palestine. Okay?
Yes.
One option, Julia, when people ask you where you from, what do you say?
Palestine.
No, I didn't hear you.
Palestine.
That's right. Say it loud and proud. All right.
Palestine.
Yes. All right, guys. I'm proud of you. I love you, Ali. I totally understand what you're saying, and I totally understand that point of view. And a lot of Arab Americans, probably that's how they feel. And you know what? For Adam and Julia, you both get this. Aywa. All right. Talk to you guys
thank you,
later.
Amer, and we appreciate all what you do, man.
Thanks, man. I love you guys. All right.
Okay,
Talk to you later.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right. Some good friends. Some new friends down there. All right. Looks like I don't have any more callers who have their video on with me here. If you want to get in, turn on your video in my waiting room. Otherwise, I'll just think that we're done for the night. All right, everybody. Thanks for the conversation. We'll do this more. talking about Arab Americans and the election coming up. I want to make sure our voices are heard, and we need to have these discussions. I see maybe Maryam is in there. Maryam, I see your videos on, but I don't see anybody. So if I see you, I'll bring you in. But we need to have more of these conversations. I'll be doing this at least once a week until the election. Arab Americans need to be having these conversations, and people knowing that we cannot be taken for granted, and our voices and our votes are not cheap. All right, everybody, thanks, and hopefully we'll have many more of these conversations. Please follow me, share this. Let's get all our voices out there. I'll do this again. Thanks. I love you all. Talk to you soon.